it's so interesting. Like, I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and they were asking me, like, what does it mean to have fun? Or like they were associating enjoying life with having fun. And I don't know, like, what do you think about that? Do you feel like to enjoy life you must have fun?
No. No. I mean, an enjoyable life comes with fun. Like, fun is included. I think that if you truly had the peak experience of life, there's going to be fun in there. But I don't think that that's the main thing.
Yeah, like I feel like you're right over there. Like, fun is a byproduct, but to always seek out the fun things and to always seek out and going out for fun and then feeling like if I do these activities which are going to be fun, I'm going to enjoy my life more. I don't know. It just didn't. I don't think that's true.
I don't think so. What to you makes an enjoyable life, a fulfilling life? Maybe that's a better term.
Fulfilling life. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of. I think to be able to, obviously, this is like a common thing that a lot of people also know, but to be able to enjoy the good things in life, you must know what they're good in respect to. I think going through suffering is important.
Yeah.
I think you need to go through a bit of like downhill journey in your life to be able to truly appreciate the good things.
Absolutely.
And that's when you start to like also get a sense of appreciation. Because I think that's something that keeps me going, every day. And I've gotten into a lot of for saying this to a lot of different people. A lot of people, when I'm going through a hard time, right?
Yeah.
My mentality towards it is that, bro, people in Syria, people in like Ukraine right now, people in Gaza, what are they going through?
100%.
Like, how are my feelings how am I able to justify to myself that what I'm going through is the real deal, is something that's supposed to like make me feel bad about myself. And it's not like a thing where I'm like neglecting my own feelings and all, but I'm just like, that gives me strength to go ahead. I'm like, if they can go through all of that, surely I can go to class one morning at 9 a.m. and like get things done.
Absolutely. Completely agree. I completely back that. Gratitude is, I believe, one of the main keys to happiness and a good life and an enjoyable life and a fulfilling life. Because to just sit and complain about the smallest little obstacles in your life that might seem big on the grand stage, you got food in your belly, you got clean water to drink, you're not getting bombed, you're not in a war. It's a privilege to even be born in this country, to be in Canada. I think so many people take something like that for granted.
Yeah. And I think it's important for me to also point out that this is like stuff that I believe in myself, right? But again, like, I just don't think it's like right for me to like go and like, I don't even like try and enforce this on anyone else. I'm like, because I can't like invalidate people's feelings, because I know what it feels like to go through all of that stuff. I just wanted to put that out there as a disclaimer. But also, I think what you said about like gratitude, perspective becomes really important. Like, I feel a lot of people who have the perspective of stuff going on around the world, I think they tend to, actually I'm basing this off of nothing, I would just feel that they tend to be more happy because they know they have seen things that maybe someone might have not seen, and so they get perspective that I can definitely be like going through this and I will overcome this because it is my duty. I'll just keep doing it.
Absolutely. Think of happiness as like as a line. Let's say a line on a graph. Okay, you have the zero line, and it's a graph. You got the positives on the upside and the negative numbers on the down on the x-axis. Yeah. Right. Sorry. X-axis. You got the level of happiness. Yeah. Sorry. No. Let me re-say this. Let me say this one more time. The x-axis is time. Yes. Okay. The y-axis is the level of happiness. You have a baseline of 0. Everyone's born, they're on a baseline of 0 happiness because you're just starting life. You don't know what happiness or unhappiness feels like. Yeah. Okay. And if you're born in a very privileged country like Canada or the US, then that level of happiness, you're born right away. And let's say that there's an upper and a lower limit. Mm-hmm. And I promise this is going to make sense. And your level of happiness is going to shoot up And the further it goes up, the more new experiences you get in life, the more new happy experiences you get in life, you push that upper limit and you start to realize there's new levels of happiness to be achieved. Okay. This can come from having kids, falling in love, whatever, making a lot of money, whatever it is, that new achievement in your life that pushes your boundary of happiness. Same thing can be on the downside. If a traumatic experience happens in your life, I don't know what it feels like to lose an immediate family member. I don't know what it feels like to lose my brother or my parents.
Yeah.
So my lower bound of happiness is not at its lowest point yet. I know for a fact that when one of my parents dies, then that I'm going to reach a new level of sadness that I've never experienced before. So to compare this into what we're talking about, having a bigger perspective on life, I think that a lot of people are thinking that they have a tough life and thinking that they're going through insane struggles because they're constantly near that lower bound of happiness. But in the grand scheme of life, that lower bound of happiness is actually very high.
Yeah.
You're not at a minus 10,000 right now, like the people in Israel and Palestine. You're not at a minus 5,000 right now, like the people in Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
You're at a minus 3 because you're stressing over your fucking midterm, right? So that like people don't know how far that level can go, how low you can actually get to.
And I think that is very like, that's a very valid point.
Did that make sense? Yeah.
I think it made sense. The thing I would add on to that is that I think it definitely is all relative. And so this ties into your concept of you're at a -3 right now, right? Let's say in this country because you're stressing over your midterms. I think it's completely natural to stress over your midterms. It's completely natural because that's what everyone around you is doing. That's what everyone around you is telling you to do because, okay, midterms are coming. This is a big part of your life. You got to like ace them. And so the society or like the people or the community you live in becomes a huge part of like how you perceive your mental health. And I think this is something very interesting to think about because imagine like someone who's like very sad right now, right? Why would they be sad? They're probably sad because they're not on their way to becoming who they thought they would be. They're not on their way of becoming a great mathematician or like an engineer that they expected. But then you ask the question like, who told you to be like a good mathematician, a good engineer or whatever, right? And then you start to think, okay, like these are constructs that society has put on people, the immediate society that, okay, this is what I expect of you to do. This is what I expect you to do at this point in your life. This is what I expect you to do at this point in your life. And so that pressure just keeps building up. And then you just feel like, I'm so sad. But now just imagine taking this guy, lifting him from the society, putting him in a completely different civilization. Let's say in a small town in a country where people are not as after like making the money. They're just happy living their life, chilling, being in the farm, whatever, right? Yeah. And so now all these expectations just go, they're just off his shoulder. And then they just feel like, so I was doing this thought experiment and that made me think like, your mental health and the amount of happiness and sadness you feel is so highly dependent on the culture and on the society you're in currently that if you just leave this place and go to another civilization, a lot of the expectations that were on you just disappear and you can just restart your life. You can just be like, okay, like now, like these are different things. Like, because now, for example, personal experience, right? When I go to India, when I go to like my small village over there, they don't know that I'm fucking doing physics. They don't even know like, oh, I'm going for grad school. They're just like, did you eat today? Did you sleep well? Did you do that? Like, that's all they care about. Yeah. And that's life. Did you like talk to people? Did you like go around like making new friends? Yeah. That's it. And over here though, like I have like people constantly around me, bro, how did your midterm go? Like, how's your grad school applications going? How's that going? Yeah. It's all so relative and that's where I feel perspective becomes so important.
That's true.